driving to go sub a class at the yoga studio and get in my car and my phone is completely black. There's no signal, there's no noise, there's no nothing. I had the GPS on to show me the quickest route to get to the studio and it's completely black. I'm plugging it in, I'm looking for how to take it apart, nothing's working, the phone is black. And I knew I was running late anyway, so I was really dependent upon traffic indicators on my Google map to tell me the quickest way to bob and weave around traffic. Now I have none of this. And I'm like, oh my god, and I don't have the phone to call the studio to tell them I'm probably going to be late, right? So anyway, I'm driving and I'm just calling on the graces of whatever telepathy I can access while in a freaked out energy, because you typically don't align with telepathy or intuition when you're in a freaked out energy. So I'm like, okay, let's use all the tools that I've been collecting and sharing and like bring them into real time. And so I'm tuning in and I'm just feeling like the frustration, you know, the human emotions. And I decide, I don't want to get sucked into this energy. I'm trusting that everything under the dominion of existence is happening for a reason, and I'm not going to get freaked out. I'm going to trust that if I'm late, I'm supposed to be late. I'm going to trust if there's traffic, I'm supposed to sit in traffic. Like, I gave myself a pause and permission to fully surrender and accept the perfection of the moment. I've been doing a lot of this lately in my classes. So here I am able to put it into practice. So I start bringing in some mantras to chant, some Om, some Gam Gam Ganapatiye Namaha, that's the Ganesha chant for releasing obstacles, and I'm just like trying to bring a smile to my face and trying to bring levity into the experience. And at some point, I don't know how many minutes into my chant, my phone starts to speak. It decided to turn on the Pandora app where I listen to comedy, Comedy Central or Comedy Club or something, Bill Burr. And it's like kind of not G-rated comedy, right? So one of his skits come on. I haven't listened to this app in days, so I don't even know why it chose to turn itself on and onto him, right? So here I'm listening to this comedy skit, and it's one of my favorites. So I'm like, this is weird. And I'm pushing the buttons. It's still black screen. It's still not responding to anything. I can turn it up and down, fortunately, the volume, but it's like still on its own. My phone is playing comedy while it's black screen, not responding to stimulus. And I'm just trying to make my way through the crazy traffic here in the Miami area. So I'm like, haha, okay. So I keep chanting and I keep doing my mantras. And then I finally snake and find my way to the front of the studio and poof, the phone turns on. I'm not even kidding you right now. And it shows me that it's 9:29. The class started at 9:30. I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. So I finally was able to call the studio. Hey, I parked outside. I'm running in. Totally sliding in under the door, right? And it took me a while. You know, I taught the class and I didn't really have a chance to marinate on it, but what I'm receiving insight with it now is, wow. It was a great opportunity to put into practice the tools that I've been collecting. Do I get sucked into victimhood and this is crap and what's going on and this isn't right? Or do I choose to prioritize frequency? That is my biggest dharmic message in this life at this time, is your frequency, you guys. What's in your energy within through your thoughts, through your beliefs, therefore what's in your field. What are you pulsing out? Thereby, what are you going to call in? Frequency. I chose in that moment to not play out the seductive story of victimhood and ain't it awful and this shouldn't be happening, and I chose to see the levity, to find the empowerment tools. Not always going to be easy, and it wasn't. I had definite moments where I was on the fence. But it was just way too coincidental, way too clear of an aligned message with no phone, completely black the entire drive. I was late, but I made it. Class started at like 9:33. But it's just those moments, you know, take a pause and take a breath. And you can really gauge your progress in the real moment. If you want to choose to focus on your frequency or choose to play out patterns in the matrix. I do feel the matrix conditions are going to get way more sketchy, way more unstable, more unpredictable. And if we are gripping and finding conditions to determine how we feel, we're going to become very destabilized very easily. And also this was a great reminder for me to kind of memorize the streets, the back streets, so that I'm not dependent on a device to tell me where there could be less traffic. So it was a strength builder. So choosing victim, or am I being given an opportunity to grow into my mastery? It's frequency to